Hey, when I was playing for the 76ers, my first year, we go to play the Boston Celtics, and it was the preseason. And the first 4 or 5 preseason games, guys were sitting around playing cards, guys were telling jokes, guys were playing music. But we played the Celtics in a preseason game, and I said, "What's going on tonight?" And they looked at me like, "We're playing the Celtics." And I was like, "Okay, we're playing. Yeah, I know they're on the schedule." And it was a totally different vibe. Tell me about when you guys play the Yankees. Like, that's the most historic baseball rivalry ever. What's it like, number one, regular season, and then playoffs? What's it like to play against the Yankees?
Chuck, for me, I don't know if you noticed, but when I wasn't pitching, I could joke around, try to keep everybody relaxed. But for me, there wasn't anything more serious than my day to pitch. So I pitched with a different attitude, not only because of my background and being mistreated in the minor leagues by the Dodgers organization, didn't believe I could do it. And I developed a little bit of a chip on my shoulder. But I also was aware that the Yankees were the best team out there. And there was a rivalry. And not only that, you didn't know, Chuck, I asked to be traded to the Yankees 3 times. And it was like the Dodgers. They refused. They didn't want to pull the trigger on me. So every time I was going to face the Yankees, it was like, you were the guys that said no to me. You guys are going to try. I think you're going to pay tonight. As much as I could, I was going to try to make them pay. And I wanted the team to be as focused as I was when I went out there, because I wasn't out there to make friends, and I wasn't there to joke. We had plenty of time to joke in the clubhouse, to do whatever we had to do when I wasn't pitching. But my day to pitch, facing the Yankees was the most important thing. I didn't care about no girlfriend. I did not pick up the phone for any family member. I just wanted to go out there, whether it was the playoffs or regular season. Because Chuck, as a professional, you only know one level to play. And it doesn't matter if it's a preseason game, if it's a regular season game, or postseason play. I wanted to always be at the same level. I wanted to be the best I could possibly be.
What was a better scene, facing the Yankees in front of your home crowd at Fenway with that kind of support, or facing the Yankees at their place with all that hostility?
One of the things that I did against the Yankees that really makes me dream about it was to set a record at their own house when they were chanting, "Who's your daddy?" That's a house where they would, as soon as they see me, they go, "Who's your daddy?" Even if I go now and sit in the stands, they'll go, "Hey, Pedro, who's your daddy?" And it made me so proud to actually stifle the Yankees at Yankee Stadium and send the old stadium down with my record, 17 strikeouts at their own house. I think it was worth every single struggle I had in my entire career against the Yankees. And also coming back from 0-3 to beat them 4 in a row was like my 2 dream moments against the Yankees, because they were tough on us. They would give us knuckles, and they broke our hearts way too many times.
Yeah, they come back, because we always have that argument in the NBA. Nobody's ever came. I think it's like 165
or like 143, 144
yeah.
and 0. Yeah.
Nobody's ever came back. I've been in that situation before. You knew once y'all got back to Yankee Stadium, y'all were going to win that series, correct?
As soon as we packed up and said we're going back to New York, we're not going back to New York just to lose one more game. And everybody knew, and everybody was aware of what we went after. But there was something. You don't wake up a sleeping lion. And that's what happened. A couple of guys popped up when they saw themselves ahead 3 games. They said, we're going to sweep them because they look like idiots, and we're going to send them home like idiots. Bad hair and all. We're going to send them home like idiots. And we didn't like that comment. You can beat us up, but don't be yapping about it. So we decided that we were going to try to win that ball game, and we were really close to losing it, 1 strike away, and probably two inches from being out at second Dave Roberts. But we pulled that game. Then we pulled the second one. Then we just said, it's all business now. Now we have the momentum. I don't think we're going to lose anymore. And that's exactly how it was.
You mentioned Verlander, Scherzer, Walker Buehler just coming off a great game. Guys, who are some of the young pitchers that we should keep an eye on?
Well, without a doubt, you just mentioned that one. Walker Buehler is the one guy. Webb in San Francisco. There are so many great guys. Like the Marlins have 2 or 3 guys. The Mets have a couple of guys there that could be really special. Definitely when you see around the league, Milwaukee has probably a 1, 2, 3 that you're not going to hear much because it's probably Milwaukee. But, man, they have some talent. Here in Atlanta, you have Max Fried. You have Wright. You have Anderson. You have so many great kids that you can keep your eyes on. There's like a new generation of good pitchers. The only thing is, Chuck, I don't know if they're going to allow them to pitch long enough to earn like a Hall of Fame career, especially if this kind of game continues on, because they're only going to be there for 4 or 5 innings. Analytics department is going to bring 3 power arms, 300 miles an hour arms. And those guys are not going to have enough numbers to, at the end of their career, say, I did accomplish, 219 wins, 215, 200 wins. And at the same time, enough innings to they're going to make a lot of money. Make no mistake about it. They're going to make a lot of money because the money is out there for the players.
Yeah.
But their careers are only going to be limited to the amount of work they do. And unfortunately, they're not going to get to pitch as much as we have so far, unless you're Max Scherzer or someone like that. That's a little bit of a retro, that Verlander and those guys.
No, I think that's a great point.
Yeah.
That's a great point because I haven't thought much about that, Pedro, because there are, when they consider Hall of Famers, these benchmarks. Okay, how many years did he pitch at least 200 innings? How many wins does he have? And now, I mean, if you're happy to be able to go 5 and qualify for a win because in this age of specialization, managers are shrinking down. We're trying to look, if we can get through 5, make it a 4-inning game, or get through 6, make it a 3-inning game. And so I think it's a really valid point where you're going to just have to erase some of those old benchmarks of, but did he get, no, but he was really good for the 5 innings they let him pitch every start.